All right, Shalom. We the Isupk started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commander General Yohana, I'm Priest and Officer Don Yala. This is the Wednesday night law class. For the people that's online, if you got any questions, type them in. If not, we can move on with the topic. If anybody online, type in the questions, just let me know. No questions in the room, right? All right.
I do.
You got a question?
Abortion.
Abortion. All right. So let's go into abortion. All right. Just like a whole general breakdown, right?
Come.
Bam. Here we go. Got it. All right. Let's start off by get me. All right. Which one want to go? Give me Lamentations 4 and 3. Let's go by Lamentations 4 and 3. Matter of fact, Isaiah 44 and 24. Could we get the brother a Bible? You ain't got no Bible, right? Yeah. Can we, Nakar, could we grab the brother a Bible? Matter of fact, give him this, because I'm gonna just use my phone. Yeah, just give him this. I'm gonna use my phone. Yeah, you like the front will tell you, or
So right now we want to
let's get into this abortion. Everybody know abortion is a big thing now. It's always been a big thing, but it's definitely
You said Isaiah 44 and 24?
Yep, 44 and 24. Abortion now is definitely something that's being talked about because what's going on in the media. What is called the verse Roe? What is that called? The what's the court thing that they trying to pass? What's the law? Is the what verse Roe?
Roe versus Wade.
Roe versus Wade. Right? It's right, like every few years, certain things pop up, especially like things like abortion, right? Where every few years they try to change the laws for abortion. A situation happened and the law is set in place where they're allowed, after a certain amount of time, they're allowed to go back in and change the law on certain things, like such as abortion, right? So now we got the Roe versus Wade thing popping up, and it's a big thing. It's all over social media to the point where, of course, it's running rapid in the Black community, right? It's definitely a big thing in the Black community. We make up 60% of the abortions. Why is abortion, when they bring up this topic, right? Why is it a big thing in the Black community? All right, somebody tell me why. Why is it a big thing in the Black community? Yeah. Go ahead.
Probably because a lot of fathers not around. Maybe that.
Yeah, fathers. The fathers is definitely one of them. What's another way? I mean that it's such a big thing to the point, like it becomes so big in the Black community to the point where it's a division. You got some people that's for it, some people that's not, and it seems like mainly the people that go to war about this topic is the Black community. Which is why when they have certain things like this, like when you look at the whole court thing that's playing out, everything on this abortion topic, right? Most of the people they show on TV is they'll show like a black senator or something like that. They'll show mainly the people that's a public figure or the people with power. They would that'll speak out about it on TV would be somebody that's black, and they do that on purpose or whatnot. They do that a lot of times on purpose with a lot of things, such as like even with the shooting that just happened in Buffalo. Sometimes they have a black figure come out and speak, which is, it's done on purpose, right? It's definitely done on purpose because it fits their agenda. But, one reason why they have, for like the abortion thing, they have a lot, black people come out and speak on it. They have celebrities, somebody who the black community look up to because, go ahead, Nagar.
If I could, I believe Joe Biden went out there to Buffalo today to give a speech, and Kamala Harris ain't come. Now, people saying that y'all was a 10 hut for I think it was the issue with the Asians. They both came out. She didn't come out. She didn't stop what she was doing.
Right.
Handle her business, supposedly handle her business. Community. And my thing is, with Joe Biden being there, all y'all should see how much he don't care about black people. Like, y'all vote really was nothing because it's like,
yeah, it was pointless.
You know what I mean? Y'all did all that for nothing.
Yeah, it was, the vote was voting for the lesser evil. People just really wanted Trump out of office, really. That's why they voted for him. Damn, half of the people don't even know what Joe Biden was for or whatnot. But nah, what you're saying is definitely true, right? So, like I was saying, like it's reasons why stuff play out the way it play out. Like the whole abortion thing, right? So one of them was because the fathers, a lot of black people were for abortion because there's not a lot of fathers around, which is understandable. What's another reason that they're for it? Another reason, Sarah.
It's two other reasons that I had. First one being they're targeting our children. They're targeting our communities. Like, they don't want us to repopulate. Because they know the rate in which we would do it. Just like they did in Egypt when they seen us, repopulated. And when they seen us repopulated, they got scared. So also, the economical impact. Like, they get a lot of money from it.
Right. That's the answer I was definitely looking for, right? Like, for one, they know how powerful black people are, right? Perfect example, the George Floyd situation where damn near everybody rioted. It got to the point where it was just like, I remember walking down my neighborhood, like I'm from Southwest, right? So I remember walking up Woodland Ave, right? I'm hearing helicopters. That woke me up out my sleep. So I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on? So I take my phone. I'm like, I'm about to go get some good footage, for the teaching purposes, because I know this got to be about the George Floyd situation. So I walk up to, what is it, like 65th and Woodland, 64th, where the police station is at. And I see all of Woodland Avenue, it's just rioting, breaking in stores. And then I see outside the police station, the police are just standing there, just talking to each other. While the whole Woodland Ave is they set City Blue on fire. They destroyed players. They killed Woodland Ave. Just destroyed it. They killed Rite Aid, everything. It was bad. And it was like, to the police, like, okay, we could try to stop them, but that's just going to make more of them come out and fight against us. We got to just, let it die down. It's one of those situations where we got to just let this die down. And it's their neighborhood anyway. You know, they destroying their neighborhood because when they wake up tomorrow and need some sneakers, now they ain't got no sneakers because all the sneaker stores is destroyed. And I'm standing there like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, damn, it's crazy because we live here. Like we live here. I understand why it's happening, but we live here. And they know that, which is another reason why they're letting it happen, because like, hey, it's their neighborhood. Mind you, Oregon Ave in South Philly is surrounded with the National Guard to stop them from breaking into those plazas, you know, because a few blocks away, that's where, you know, the white people live and they love to shop. So the National Guard is all over them plazas. They in Walmart plazas down Delaware Ave. But up there is just like, you know, they know once we put our mind to it and we click together, it's like, okay, we can call as many people, as many officers out here to stop it, but it's not going to change anything, right? That's one thing that they understand about us, man. And which goes to the first point, and the second point was is money. It's about money. It's definitely, you stop abortions, then that's half of the economy in America. Is all about money, which is why is, you know, an abortion clinic either in or very close to every neighborhood, right? Like you got it's an abortion clinic up here, right? And up at Darby, when you think about it, that means the people from West Philly, West Philly and Southwest can easily get to it because that's closer. And then the people that's in Upper Darby, that's closer. And then the other Delaware is placed in the middle where everyone can get to it, no matter what part of you live in West Philly, you can get up here in 10, 15 minutes. Southwest, 10, 15 minutes. Yaden, 10, 15 minutes. Darby, 10, 15 minutes. Upper Darby, 2-minute walking distance. To get to these clinics, it's a money thing, just like with the churches. There's churches on there's churches and Chinese stores on every single corner. If you know, if you see a church, you know for a fact it's going to be a Chinese store within the 2-block radius. You see a Chinese store is a church within 2-block radius. That's there because this is where the money is at. You know, and they understand that. Like they, you know, a lot of we poor and all that, but yeah, when you think about, look at all the businesses that's in our neighborhoods and that's flourishing. Chinese stores make about 10 grand a week. You can look it up. They make 10 grand a week. And that's and they in a hood. Like, can you imagine? It's 10 grand they make 10 grand a week. And that's how they send their kids off to college and do all that. Churches, forget about it. We talking billions of dollars that they gonna come up with, man, just off the back of poor people. And Salak, the camera. So it's the, let me move this because this might have been the reason. It's definitely a money thing too. It's to stop who we are, and it's a money thing. Real quick in the car, can you get Isaiah 44 and 24? Let's read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 44, verse 24. Just said the Lord, thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb. I am the Lord that maketh all things, that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself.
Read that one more time.
Come. The book of Isaiah, chapter 44, verse 24. Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer, and he... The
Lord, thy Redeemer, thus saith the Lord. So this is what the Lord's saying. The Lord, he's your Redeemer. Read.
Come. Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb.
The Lord is the one that formed you from the womb. Read.
Come. I am the Lord that maketh all things.
The Lord make all things. The Lord formed you from the womb. Give me in Corinthians, 1 Corinthians, I believe it says, the body belong not to the woman, and the woman body belong not to her, but unto her husbands, and the husband body belong not unto him. Get me that. So why he looking for that for me? The Lord said he formed you in the womb, right? The Lord don't authorize a pregnancy because it's a mistake. He just don't, he just don't work like that. People end up pregnant, things happen. So for them to, implement and push abortion in the neighborhood and make the women feel like it's their choice. And the water for the article you just sent me, Zara, I'm gonna have you read a little bit of that, but for sure. So he just sent me a good ass article. But like they one of the ways that they push this abortion thing, it'll be like it's your body, you can make it, it's your choices. Like I've been seeing a lot of memes where it's like men shouldn't make choices for women's body. It's something like that to that extent. And I see it and I laugh all the time because it's just like, how can you have a stance of if it's not your body, don't make a choice? You can't make a choice about it, right? But these are the same people that, like, I'm gonna give you an example. A girl can get pregnant at 16, right? And this example, I actually know somebody like this. Girl get pregnant at 16. She got the opportunity to abort the baby, right? It's her decision. They don't, it's her body. She can do whatever she wants. The same people that believe in that will or are against their children getting tattoos at a young age. Like, in order to get a tattoo, you have to be what, at least 18? Or come in there with an adult that's 18? But in order to get abortion, you don't have to be 18. You can walk into the abortion clinic at 16 and get a goddamn abortion. Your parents will never know. But you gotta be 18 to get a tattoo. It's your body. Who the hell are you to tell me what to put on my body? It's my body, my choice. If I want to tap my whole face green, who are you to tell me I shouldn't do it? If I want to walk into that tattoo parlor and I got the money and I want to tattoo whatever the hell on my body, who are you to tell me because I'm not 18, I got to come back with a parent and get a parent approval in order to do this? But I can be 16 and walk into a goddamn clinic, get an abortion, and my parents will never know about it. Or I can tell my parents I want an abortion. They can take me to the clinic and they can authorize me getting an abortion. Some clinics, they keep it a secret because of the HIPAA law. They don't tell your parents. Some clinics will turn you away and say, hey, you got to come back with your parent. But you can walk into an abortion clinic and get an abortion, but because it's your body and it's just say so, because it's your body, it's just say so. But you can't get a tattoo even though it's your body and just say so. If I want to tattoo the goddamn alphabet across my forehead, I should be able to do it. If I want to tattoo a goddamn dictionary across my forehead, I should be able to do it. Why do I need to go ask my parent? You don't even gotta go in a clinic and get tested with a parent. You could be listen, I know a girl who told me she took her friend's sister to the clinic to get tested. And I'm like, damn, what, her parents wasn't available? She was like, nah, it ain't that her parents wasn't available. The little girl was 13. I said, what? She said, yes, I took her to the clinic. I said, and they didn't ask for where her parents was at. She said, nah, they don't. I only drove her there, took her to the clinic. She just walked in, did everything. She just walked in, said, I want to get tested. And they tested her. I said, they didn't ask where her parents was at. Nah, they don't do that with stuff like that. I'm like, wow. So you can be 13 and walk into a goddamn clinic and get tested for chlamydia, gonorrhea, HIV/AIDS. Walk into a clinic and get an abortion at 13 without the consent of your parents, but you need the consent of a parent to get a tattoo when it's all dealing with your body. It's all your choices. I'm making a decision that I'm going to have to live with, not you. So if I want to, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. You had your hand up in the car?
Yeah. Like, also, like, who's backing the whole play, the whole gay community is the homosexuals, the whores, you know what I mean, and the feminist movement. That's all that's out there. Like, when you actually look at the crowd, you're gonna see a bunch of gay men saying my body, like,
because they all of them is the same, man. All of them, gay, trans, they all the same. Like, they all didn't, at some point in life got touched or something like that, and so, and they just following what helps them or whatnot. Like I said, people don't really believe my body, my choice. I mean, because if they did believe it's my body, my choice, they should be boycotting tattoo parlors. They should be boycotting, piercing parlors. They should be boycotting a lot of damn things. Hey, look, if I decide to put alcohol in my body and I'm 12, who in the hell are you to tell me I'm wrong? It's my body. Why are you stopping me from coming into this bar having a drink? It's my body. I'm putting alcohol in my body, not yours. What is the big deal? But you got to be 21 to get a drink, or your parents going to jail and they're going to persecute them to the fullest extent of the law. But when it comes to abortion, you can do whatever the hell you want. America is evil. Go ahead in the car.
And they hit you with the whole health thing, but they don't do that because you're not responsible and you're not, you can drink too much and you can, what I mean? But hold on, abortions, the box can be, one is going to be a graveyard, too, and you might not be able to produce babies.
Produce kids. Like a lot of females who can't have babies now, when you find out why and get to the root of it, they didn't had abortions before. Most of them. Most of the females who in the 40s, 50s, or something can't have kids, it comes back from them having abortions at some point. Like, they don't understand what abortions do to their body. Like, you get an abortion and you don't even know for a certain amount of time, your body is still going to live like the baby is still in it. Once your body starts to realize the baby is no longer in it, it goes into distress. Your body starts to shut down. So, which is why most females, after they get abortion, they bleed for like 6 weeks. They bleed a long time. They bleed the same amount of time as if you have the baby, you bleed 6 weeks. After you had a baby, you get an abortion, you bleed for like 6 weeks because your body is like, oh snap, the baby is not in here. The body don't know what's going on. Nothing happened for you to, you ain't going to no emergency surgery where your body started to shut down and you had to take the baby out of you. Then your body will prepare for that. Oh, it's an issue. Here's how we get rid of it. This baby got to go. That's all. And then the baby dies or something. They got to get it out. You go back to regular a week later after that. But after abortion, your body is like, hold up, we was just fine. What the hell happened? Where the baby go? And it does so much to the female body. It sends them into all type of stress, that postpartum and all that. It sends them into all that because they start to begin, like, your body start to make you feel like, damn, I lost a part of me. Which is why a lot of females that get abortions will tell you this too. Around the time that they got the abortion, they would get really, really sad. And it'll get them sad to the point where they'll start to regret it, making that decision, because their body is making them remember what happened around this time. So it's deep. Go ahead.
I remember, bro was bored out. I think it was the generals that bored out.
And Zara, hold Lamentations 4 and 3 for me.
like pretty much like sisters, like you said, like they had memories.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I got a personal story. I remember I was young, I didn't know nothing about the truth, so I went through the process in the past, and I remember my relationship, it went down the drain. Like it was like I saw the difference in the spirit, and I was like, yo, that we shouldn't have did that. You know what I mean? It was bad. We was just looking at each other like, yo, we shouldn't even do this. But it was like mom and everybody was like, we was like, all right, come on, because we was young. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I don't think we, you know what I mean? Like we was pressured. And I remember having a dream, and I lied to you not. That dream used to haunt me, and there was a little girl, and like the vibe that I picked up, it was like, yo, I'm your daughter. I was, you know what I mean? You was, and I felt that, and I remember like it was crazy because I felt like this is me like being in my head a little bit. I felt like it was a warning, something was pushing me toward the truth, because it was kind of like a final destination type of situation. Like I saw like the party blow up, like a whole explosion happened, and I saw the explosion happen in the party. Everything rewinds itself back, and I seen the little girl look just like me, and I'm like, she said go, and I left, I fled. You know what I mean? And I went in the car, and I was just like panicking. I'm like, that's like, yo, how you know that was gonna happen? And like now in the day, I'm like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, who knows? You know what I mean? Maybe it was a second chance to be seeing in my dreams. But them abortions, man, if you got a soul, it don't feel good. And sisters, I'm gonna word up. I was like, yo, I know sisters that don't like to use vacuums because it reminds them of the sound.
The sound when they got the baby.
When they got the baby taken out. So it's a bad drum.
That's a fact. Read what you got, Zara.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breath.
Even the sea monsters, right? Even the sea monsters draw out the breath. The Lord is making the comparisons right now, right? The Lord said, look, even the sea monsters draw out the breath. Read.
They give suck to their young ones.
Even the sea monsters breastfeed. Sea monsters meaning the fish. All the fish, the big or small in the ocean. Even they draw out the breast. You might see a shark just had a baby. Shark swimming, the baby right on the bottom of it, getting the milk you need, right? Even the sea monsters. Read.
The daughter of my people is become cruel.
Even though the sea monsters, man, they draw out the breasts and they give suck, they feed their kids, they know. But the daughters of my people are cruel. Daughters of my people don't even breastfeed. Not only they don't even breastfeed, they don't even keep their goddamn kids. Well, not like they don't even keep their kids, and if they do keep them, they don't even breastfeed.
Right.
Some of them don't even try. They don't even give a damn. Some of them find out that you can't smoke or drink while breastfeeding, and they just don't breastfeed.
Right.
Because they just not giving it up. I cannot not smoke. Would they recommend you to breastfeed up to a year? Nobody ain't trying to give up no alcohol or drugs for a whole goddamn year. Even though it'll help their baby immune system, and there's so many benefits with that. Some sisters don't even want to do it.
Right.
You know, some sisters do not. They like the doctor say, look, you got to breastfeed for like a year. That's what we recommend. You know, you can't drink or smoke because all that is going to come out in the, breast milk, and it can harm the baby. And they're like, all right, cool. They get home and like, I'm not doing none of that. Go ahead. You had a question? The brother right here. Oh yeah.
I've seen women drinking and smoking and still put their breast in their baby's mouth.
Yes, which is rough. I done seen them with the cigarette in their mouth, blanket over, breastfeeding. Some people just don't. That's how cruel our people are. Some people is like, I can't afford the formulas, $20 a can. It's too much. My baby do gotta eat. I care enough to at least feed the baby, but I don't care enough to not drop cigarettes. So they smoke cigarettes and then they still breastfeed. Some sisters definitely do that. They still drink, which is rough. Confession is good for the soul. I mean, I done heard a few stories where my mom done had a few beers while I was being breastfed. So when brothers found out why I'm a little thrown off, that's why. Now y'all know. But it's a little joke. But yeah, some people can't. It ain't worth it to them. But unfortunately, it happens. Go ahead, Zara.
If I may, nowadays the doctors say that you can have a drink or two or whatever, but you can't be intoxicated.
Yeah.
Because of the bleeding into the milk.
Right.
And also, like to your point, like I seen some girl earlier on Facebook talk about how she can't give up eating those spicy foods to breastfeed her baby, and a man shouldn't tell her she should have to breastfeed. How dare us tell her, but she's not willing to give up spicy foods so your baby can get that milk that it needs. You know what I mean?
And then when the baby's sick every 2 weeks, she's crying, not knowing why, I can't get no sleep. Yeah, because the goddamn immune system is weak. Everything the baby needed, you didn't strip from it because you want to eat fucking hot buffalo wings. Excuse my language. Right. You want to eat hot buffalo wings. And so because you want to eat hot buffalo wings, your baby's sick every 2 weeks. Right. Because that breast milk helped with the immune system. It helped with a lot of stuff. It helped with the development and all that. Yep. Like now, sometimes breastfeeding for some women is rough. Like I knew sisters that just leak and just pump out all the time or whatnot. Like just you open a fridge, it's just breast milk. And then you got some sisters that just sitting up in a room crying because nothing coming out. She been trying. It happens or whatnot. Like it happens. But some, you got most of the sisters that don't breastfeed is because they might have tried, nothing came out, and they like, all right, well, cool. I'm gonna just, it didn't work. That's why I'd be like, yo, why you don't breastfeed? Nothing ever came out. It didn't work. And you'd be like, you ain't even eating the right foods to produce it. You still drinking, that's why. You ain't producing no breast milk because the baby got damn drunk if you do. It's just so much. I think the car had to say that first.
Yeah, and like, my child's mother, my daughter's mother, they just told her, they was like, listen, all you got to do is no nutrients in your milk. And I'm telling her. Right. For her body's sake, drink more water. I got all these herbs just drink it.
That's all you gotta do.
And I'm the controlling one. Yo, you know what I mean?
Who are you to tell me what to do with my goddamn body?
So now, you know what I'm saying? My daughter could experience being breastfed, you know what I'm saying? She had to go to the formula and all that. And, it was selfish. In some cases, probably more, a lot of these females, they want to live their best life. But if it was something, for them, like, some nigga trying to take her, fly her out to Miami or something like that, she's gonna do everything in her power, get her hair done, nails done,
get her body right, all that.
All that, but you can't, simply, suffer for your child. But that's how
Zara.
And if I may, what I learned through my own experience with my daughter and my ribs and everything, because at first, I believe almost every woman has trouble, pumping at first, you know what I mean? Especially if they're baby. They all have trouble, different trials that come along with it. But if you stay with it, like, okay, when your baby first born, the stomach is very small. It only take 1 to 2 ounces for the baby to get full.
And then they good.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, these hospitals and stuff are pushing the formula along. Like, you gotta specifically tell the hospital that you don't want it.
That's a fact.
Because if you don't tell them that, they will give your baby formula. So that way, when it does come time to breastfeed, they want more because they got all that formula. But naturally, you know, the mother's body is in sync with that baby. You know what I'm saying? The mother's body is in sync with that baby. So the more the baby grows, the more that she pumps her breast, the more that she, you know, because when you pump the breast as well, it thinks that the baby's eating, so it's going to produce milk. But if you just give up because it hurts, you know, you know what I'm saying? Your body's not going to naturally pump that.
Right. That's definitely another thing. I heard. What you expect? A whole goddamn human hungry trying to take off your goddamn nipple. Of course it's gonna hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what makes, you know, childbirth so beautiful. Is all the pain and everything you go through to experience it. That's what makes it so beautiful in the end, because of what you get from it. It's going to hurt. You know, somebody is trying to, you know, get some food out your body.
Right.
It's a mindset thing. I mean, it hurts. Okay, yes, you got to ignore it. That's why some women, it hurts, but you would never know because they dealing with it.
Right.
Some women, it hurts and they just want to complain. It's their way of stopping it from happening. Like, of course it hurts. You know, a lot of things goddamn hurt. And it's all about how you handle it or whatnot. So let me get Psalms 127:3. The book of Psalms, chapter 127, verse 3. And also, so I seen the picture of that damn Buffalo shooter, his gun. It said, "Here's your reparations" or something on it. And they trying to say what he had a mental illness. I know what to cure that type of mental illness, a goddamn bullet. Not saying nobody should kill him or do anything, because that's not what we promote. I'm just saying, you know. But yeah, that was crazy, because, and even with this topic, like him, you know, they took him into custody. How they did it, he might not even get no time for that. Just imagine a brother who late on child support payments. He's about to get like 3 to 5 years just on child support payments. This devil done killed 10 people. I seen a video where he pointed the gun at somebody and said, "Oh, sorry," and they was white. And I'm like, what the hell is he apologizing for?
Right.
I thought you was there to just kill everybody.
Right.
And it was like, I see what this is. He's killing black people.
Yeah.
Like, he pointed the gun and said, sorry for what? I was like, oh my goodness. And there's some brother out there who late on his child support payments. I got an uncle that did 3 years off of late child support payments or backed up child support payments. This devil was about to do a few months in a goddamn crazy house and be back out. Just like, what's the other devil that just got off? Who was killing them all with the rifle? No, not Dylan Roof. What's the other one? He just got off. He had the rifle. I think it was around the George Floyd time.
Talking about Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse, who just got off. They do stuff like that and they get off. Meanwhile, there's some brother who's in prison right now because of child support payments or whatnot, or goddamn parking tickets, something crazy. A brother sitting in jail right now for something so small like that. Right. Hey, what you went here for? It's back like $8,000 in child support. Couldn't do it. Now he's doing 3-4 years in prison for that. Meanwhile, this devil out here apologizing for pointing in the middle of killing people. He apologized for pointing his gun at somebody. Like, how crazy is that? You're there to kill people, and then you apologize for pointing your gun at somebody. Why didn't you just see if he would have pointed his gun and just shot him? Then he was there to kill black people. But he did kill a white man. Maybe he, that'll help their mental illness argument, according to them. But you point your gun at somebody in the middle of killing them. Like, to apologize, that means you knew who you was there for. Like, you knew who you was there to kill.
Right.
And then they probably stopped by McDonald's. He probably got whatever he wanted before they got to the precinct. They're going to have a lot of speeches on, how society let us down with these video games, rap music, just a bunch of stuff they're going to throw out there. How he grew up in a bad, broken home. No, you know what? I just read an article too. His parents said, or it was his family members, they blamed his actions on the quarantining.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I mean, he'd been quarantining for so long, it drove him crazy.
They know it. They all white supremacists.
He'd been quarantined for so long. It's been 2 years since he killed the nigga, did anything to a nigga. He lost his mind. That's what they were saying. They blamed it on COVID and the quarantine. Yes, because for 2 years, everything been locked down. He haven't been at an event where he probably didn't. I wouldn't be surprised if more people come out and speak on how, he done drew his gun on black people before, or, he done got into some altercation where some stories about how he always was racist, showing traits of racism, and now it leads to this, so they blamed it on COVID. Yeah, because COVID had him in the house for 2 years, not able to harass niggas. And the first stitch of freedom he got, he went on a goddamn rampage and lost his mind. Like I said, meanwhile, there's brothers that's going to get more time than him over child support payments or whatnot. But whoever got Psalms 123, could y'all read it?
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 127, verse 3. Lo, children are the heritage of the Lord. And
children are the heritage of the Lord. Right? Children are the inheritance of the Lord. The Lord put the children here, and they are his inheritance. They are the ones that keep his word going. They are the ones that keep his will going and everything. Read.
And the fruit of the womb is his reward.
Fruit of the womb. The fruit is the children, of course, of the womb is the Lord reward. The Lord rewards you with the children. So you want to what? Get rid of the baby because of, like, I never understood this. You get an abortion so you can finish school. You in college, having this baby is going to make you drop out and mess up your plans. So you get an abortion, and then you turn out a stripper. You don't even finish school most of the time. Or you finish school when you in debt. So now you out of school, you got so much, debt to pay. You still don't want to have a kid. I thought school was the reason you didn't want to have a kid. You get out of school and still don't want to have a kid. Why? Because you owe $50,000 and the job you work at makes $15,000 a year. You're never going to pay it off. It's set up that way. They on purposely do that. And like, you ever wonder why you drive, for everybody who travel driving, right? You ride through a lot of cities. And me personally, I traveled a lot. So most of the places I travel as I'm driving, and even if it's outside of Pennsylvania, I'll be like, damn, there's no corner stores around here. Like, how in the hell they get their food? Like, it's, no corner stores. No markets. I'm looking up what's the closest place to get something to eat at around here. 6 miles. And I'm just sitting there saying to myself, like, damn, all these places is so far. Why don't they set up Like, okay, in the hood, everything is so close together. I know if this is my first time in this state, in this city, and I need something to eat, I know I got 2 blocks to walk when I leave this crib, max. Everything is, whatever I need is going to be in a 5-mile radius. That's just how it is. Houston, I need something to eat. It ain't that far. I need to find a market. It ain't that far. But then when you go on the outskirts into like the suburban areas where the white people live, everything is so far out apart. Like there's no abortion clinics out there. It's no, clinics to go get tested on disease or anything. The markets is 10 miles away. Everything is so spread out. There's one house right here in the middle of all this grass. 20 miles down the road, I finally see another house. And I just think to myself, where the hell are the stores at? How do they get their food and, deal with society? Because they don't cramp that up in those places like that for a reason, because it's going to go out of business putting it there. The people that live in this area is not going to visit that abortion clinic because they're not getting abortions. The white man already can't, they had kids, like it's goddamn hard for them to even have kids. That's why they look at us for having 10 kids like we crazy. They try for 20 years and come out with 3 kids. We try 20 years and we get 15 kids. Wonder why your mom got 10 kids. That's all a year apart. What you expect? They was having a lot of sex. That white man was having sex just as much as your parents was having, probably more. He just happened to get 2 kids out of 10 years. Your mom got 10 out of 10 years. What the hell is the difference? It ain't that your mom was just having sex all the time and this person wasn't. No, this devil was having just as much sex. They just don't, populate just as much as us.
Right.
We 10 for 10 each time. 10 for 10 each time. Adoption. If they got 10 kids, at least 8 of them is adopted. Something crazy. You will see a kid that's like, that kid got a little too much melanin in their skin. That ain't their kid. Then come to find out they adopted. Yeah, because after 10 years of trying, nothing worked. Those 2 couples been having sex just as much as your mother and father. Guess what? Your mother and father is black. So they're 10 for 10. They're not black. So they're 1 for 20. It's just going to happen like that. That's why they be having kids that's 20, and then the second child be 8, second child be 3. You'd be like, yo, why is there such a big gap in between everybody? It seems crazy. Yo, I'm 20, my brother 19, my sister 18, 17, 16. We like, yo, why is it's such a gap in between the children ages? But little do you know, they've been trying every year just like your parents have. They just don't populate like us. You can't get rid of Israel. Right. Whether they Puerto Rican, Mexican, they gonna have 50 kids. Puerto Ricans gonna have 50 kids. Black people gonna have 50 kids. It just happened. I think Zara had his hand up first.
Yeah, no, I was just saying how everything is spread in the suburban neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no Chinese stores on every corner.
It's another thing. You don't see no Chinese stores
on every corner. Everything it's hard to find a bear store that's open past 10 o'clock up there. You know what I mean? In our neighborhoods, your bear store open till maybe 4 or 4 in the morning. Yeah, it's just crazy how that's set up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you might be able to get beer from your local pizza shop, but they close at 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like after a certain time, you can't get no more. And even when I was in the world, I used to smoke. Like you can't. One certain gas station might have blunts. You know what I'm saying? But they know that we smoke. So what they do, they got them everywhere. They got the blunts everywhere. They got, the cigarettes everywhere. You know, most of those gas stations, they might have like a tire shop or something in it.
Right.
You can't get none of that stuff in there. Barely even got snacks. So it's just crazy how the marketing is set up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of similar to that article that I sent you, where it talked about how like 79% of the abortion clinics are in the minority neighborhoods.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna have you get to too, which is perfect. No, which is perfect. How you just brought it out, because 79% of the abortion clinics are in the black neighborhoods. Like that's on purpose. And the other 21% is in the other neighborhoods. But find me one. The number might be higher than 79%. They probably just saying that just cause. But find me one. Unless it don't look like our abortion clinics. Like, cause I can go in each hood and be like, oh, that's an abortion clinic. I already can tell. That's a clinic. Mm-hmm. I've never been in the suburb area and be like, oh, that's a clinic. I don't ever see it. Unless, it's not in the area I'm at. In the car, you had your hand up?
Come on, yeah, like I used to cook out on the main line, out in the county. So they got a thing with certain townships, and they kind of like spread it out. So what they do is they don't allow fast food chains to set up shop. What they do is, white people, they like, the hell with that. Supporting the big food chains.
Right.
We're going to support the mom and pop shops. Everything that they're doing, we're going to go there and eat. And white people don't cook like that at all. Like, white people don't cook, they eat out. Like, literally, they would be like, yeah, we're going here on Mondays, Tuesdays, and stuff like that. So they spend thousands of dollars. Like, you think a Chinese store make money? The white man in his own community makes buku cash because they understand the power that they have in their own community. So McDonald's can be all in the neighborhood, Burger King. That's why you don't see it like that as much in the suburbs. You'll see like mom and pop restaurants, the taverns and stuff like that. You know what I mean? The catering business and all that, and they all support one another. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's definitely, they understand where you're supposed to set up shop at. You know what I mean? Like they know, like McDonald's and all them, they know that they can't really make that much money in the suburbs, but the mom and pop shop can. You know what I mean? That was just my thought.
Right. No, that's a fact. Zara, you had your hand up or you was good? All right, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 12:5. But no, what you were saying, that's definitely a fact, because out in them suburban areas, it's just, family owned. It's family owned. Wisdom of Solomon, that's in the Apocrypha.
12:5?
Yeah. I had to say. You got it. You could get it, brother. This. I don't think he got the Apocrypha with that.
I got one.
Oh, you got one? All right, bet.
I got the spiritual set.
You got it? All right, you can read it.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 5. And also, those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh and the feast of the blood.
Those merciless murderers of children. A merciless murderer of a children is someone who have no regard for a child's life. They like to, this is another thing that I didn't understand, right? And I still don't. They let you get an abortion up to what? How many months you can be?
You can be like 6 months. Actually.
Like 5, what you want to say? Like 5? 5, about 5, 6, that sounds about right? 20 weeks? And you can get an abortion, right?
When I had my situation, it was 6.
6? That's what I'm saying. Some places do what they call late term abortion, which is you can be 7, right? It's just crazy to even talk about. Go ahead.
Man, maybe during his, a lot of abortion clinics got shut down because of the late term.
Right, because of the late term.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot.
I know a brother. I'll tell you, I've been around for a minute. I got a lot of stories. I know a brother right now that's doing life in prison. Guess why? Who could guess?
He shot a chick and hit it in the stomach.
Whoop. There's more on this. That's somewhat, but go ahead. What you was about to say? More than likely is right.
He you know, he was doing like abortions or something. Okay.
He was driving drunk and hit a pregnant chick, and they charged him with double homicide. Sister was like 4 months. Wow. She was 4 months pregnant. He doing life in jail right now for a double homicide because he was driving drunk, hit a chick, and she was 4 months pregnant, killed her and the baby. And I said to myself, he should have been driving drunk whatsoever. I, don't condone that. You that drunk, you shouldn't have been driving, right?
Right.
What if she had an appointment the next day to get an abortion?
Wow.
She was 4 months, and he hit her, killed her and the baby. But she would have been able to be 4 months pregnant or 5 months and go get an abortion. How is that not murder? Y'all charged him with killing the baby that was in her stomach. Because sometimes in those situations, what happened is if the mom died, they are still able to save the baby, and they will hook it up to machines and let the baby finish its growing process in the hospital. They'll put it in a little bubble or whatnot and hook it up to machines. It'll be like like a test tube baby or something like that, where they continue to let the baby fully. The baby will be 8-9 months and be walking around and fully, developed, smart, would never know without them telling it that, hey, look, you was born at like 4 months and you was hooked up to machines in a hospital or something, and you had to finish the rest of the months of the pregnancy out in like a hospital, whatever they hooked the baby up to.
Right.
It happens, Sometimes the baby survive, the parents don't, and they continue to develop the baby. Sometimes the baby died. But if the baby would have survived, they would have just charged him with 1 count of homicide, murder or whatnot. Since the baby died, they charged him with 2. But she's able to go get that baby aborted if she wanted to, because she was only 4 months. She had like a month or 2 left to be able to get that baby aborted. But yet they're still going to charge people with, 2 bodies, even if the woman is still pregnant. But then you got campaigns as of today. What is their number one slogan with a campaign as of today? With when a woman is pregnant and want to kill her baby, let's say if the woman like 3 months, 3-4 months, what do they say about the baby when she want to get an abortion?
It has a heart, something like that. Or is it
Oh yeah, I ain't even gonna say 3-4 months. Yeah, so I basically like when the baby is like 2-3 months or something like that. When the baby haven't developed, arms, legs, really some to that effect, where they don't consider it inhuman because of how it looks. But just like I said, if a woman is I ain't even want to say 12. Let's say if a woman is like 40, no. Yeah, if a woman is like 2-3 months, right? she's pregnant and she died, then you're going to get charged because the baby is going to be too small and too undeveloped to even really save for real. You're going to get charged with double homicide. But yet she's able to get that baby aborted. And that, why is that not considered murder? Like, that's the crazy part. How is that not considered murder that she had 3-4 months getting the baby aborted? But if she get murdered with a 3-4 month baby and the baby don't survive, he's getting charged with double murder. How you charging him with 2 lives if, according to your goddamn system, a woman can get an abortion at that month because the baby is really not alive? It make no sense. Let's finish on Wisdom of Solomon 12:5.
And devourers of man's flesh and the feast of blood.
Devourers of man's flesh and the feast of blood. Nakar, did you ever find that scripture in 1 Corinthians that I asked for? Let's read that.
Come. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 4. The wife have not power of her own body.
The wife have not power of her own body. Right now, where we at?
In 1 Corinthians 7:4.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 4. Read it again.
Come. The wife have not power of her own body.
The wife don't have power of her own body. Read.
Come, but the husband.
But the husband. Read.
And likewise also, the husband have not power of his own body, but the wife.
And likewise also. Let's take it from the top.
Come. The wife have not power of her own body.
The wife have not power of her own body. This is what the scripture is saying, right? The wife don't have power of her own body. Read.
Come, but the husband.
But the husband, right? The wife, is it saying the wife don't have power over her body? Right? What is it saying? The wife have not power over her own body, but the husband. What is it saying?
The power is her husband's.
Brother.
A brother online answered. What did he say?
Nabab said they are trying to give the woman the power of God to decide life or death.
Right. So when it says the wife have not power over her own body, but the but the husband. What is that? Go ahead. What is it saying?
In the husband.
Like meaning what?
It's not her. Everything is her decision.
Right. That's the perfect way to put it. Everything is not her decision. Like for an example, right? Hey, shalom, sir.
Hey,
What's going on? So everything is not her decision, right? For an example, give me some things that might not be the woman's decision, even though it's her body. Is that right? Abortion? What you gonna say?
She can't withhold sex if
She can't withhold them yams. You know what I mean? Give me some more. When it comes to her body, what is not just her decision? Brother? Hey, she don't care about that. What she put in it, with the food she eat, whatever she put in her body is not just her decision. Birth control. There's many different things that have to deal with a woman's body that's just not her decision. Now a woman might like to look a certain way or whatnot. She might got a certain thing about her where this is how she like to look or whatnot. Cool. You like heels and you like, a nice, you like that type of dress. I could let that slide, That's what she like. Cool. But you're not going to be eating pork. I say you don't eat no goddamn pork, shrimp, crab, or lobster. I say you don't smoke a goddamn cigarette. You don't have power over your body. You want to know why? Because me as the husband is going to tell you it's very stupid for you to be drinking alcohol while you're pregnant. You don't got that type of damn power over your body. I have a say-so in it. So you want to eat certain things? No, that's not healthy to do that while you're pregnant, or that's not healthy to do that, period. The husband had to say so. Now, there's certain things over a woman's body, like, I'll give you an example. Like, I'm not going to, a woman is on her flower, her monthly cycle. I don't know what to do to help you get through that. And I'm not going to put you through certain things to help you get through that, because I don't know. You have that power over it. Go ahead. That's y'all. You know what to do. Do you go ahead? Cool. Whatever you tell me to do to help you get through that, I'm more than willing to help. But there are certain things that a woman just deal with that she just deal with. But then there are certain things that a man also have say so in. All right, the water. So there are certain things that a man also have say so in. But in today's society, they teach you that a man shouldn't have say so in anything over a woman's body. Which is why half of these chicks, it shouldn't happen. Now, what I'm about to say, I'm not condoning it. But which is why half of these chicks get cracked over the head because of what the hell they walking outside with. You walking outside dressed like that, and your man is telling you, hey, put something else on. But because he have no power over you, is what society teach you, you don't listen. He don't know any other way to express himself, so he cracked you over the goddamn head. And now he's crazy, lunatic, deserved to get thrown in jail. When you was just walking outside with your titties out, disrespecting his name, he wasn't going for it. I'd rather crack you in the head and keep you in the house than letting my nigga see you look like that. And they're going to think, yo, he a sucker. I would never let my chick walk out like that. Wait till I see him. He's a sucker. No. Where do you think you going? Nah, you changing that. What society teach? Don't let a man tell you. You don't have that type of power over yourself, sis. And when women understand that, relationships last longer. And it said likewise. And we're gonna get into even with the male side. But Zara, got your hand up?
I was just gonna say the point that you was bringing out is so heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like about how, they go outside and type of way. You know what I mean? Like you said, not justifying anything, but like when you go outside in type of way, you gotta plan on everything going right. That's demonic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Like it's sick. They don't understand that there's people out here that's sick. You know what I mean? People out here that been touched on, that's on drugs, that's not in their right mind. You know what I'm saying?
Which is, hold on, because you just said something that just, rung a bell in my head. What you said is just heavy, right? Because them going outside dressed inappropriate, right? You as a man try to stop it. And they don't understand why you're trying to stop it. They think you're trying to be controlling and tell them what to do. Meanwhile, when they have a daughter that's 10 or 11 that goes out and it'll dress at least half of what they look like, they lose their mind. You're not going out there dressed like that, because they understand there's perverts out there and there's grown men out there they see a young child dressed like that, they don't give a damn how old she is. So you're going to refrain from letting your daughter or son walk outside looking any kind of way that can have them get preyed on.
Right.
But then when you reach 2021, you forget that. You think those same men that prey on 10-year-olds is not going to prey on you. So I'm trying to, just like if I had a 10-year-old daughter that walk out and look like that, 15, 16, 17, she can't wear that. Why? Because of the type of niggas that's out there in the world, or, men that's out there in the world that she's about to go around looking like that. It's the same reason that I'm not going to let you walk outside like that. The type of men that out there in the world, I can't allow you to walk outside and look like that. Like they're more understanding when it's children, but when it comes to them, most women is like, you're being controlling, and you're not my dad. Like you would tell your daughter to don't go outside dressed like this. Cool. So when you're walking outside and somebody grope you, what's the first thing you're gonna do? Call me?
Right.
So what? Come kill him? But if you didn't dress like that, he wouldn't have did it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say if you do call me and I say you shouldn't have dressed like that, you're gonna get mad that I'm not out here killing this nigga. Yeah, now I'm the wrong one. The bitch ass nigga. Oh, are you scared? This nigga just grabbed my ass and I'm out here and I told you not to wear that dress. I told you not to put them tights on, them jeans on. I told you not to wear that outfit. So when there's a pervert out there that actually makes his move, the first thing, you just argue with me in the house for 2 hours about how you're going to wear this. And the first thing you're going to do is call me when somebody actually makes a move on you. Maybe you shouldn't have wore that. But Zara, you had your hand up?
And if I may, like I have a friend that called me one time, and she went over her brother's house around like 12:30, 1 o'clock at night. She went to the club, drunk, had a little outfit on, and the brother took advantage of it. And then she called me like, "Did the brother rape me?" You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, well, I can't answer that question. I wasn't there, but at the same time, it's like if you didn't want that to happen, why would you go over to their brother's house at that time, drunk?
Dress how you are, drunk, everything.
Like, what did you think the brother wanted?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of times our women like to play naive when they know what's going on. Like, the type of attention that you're gonna get when you dress like that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's no excuse for a man taking advantage of a woman in that way. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said, it's sick people out there. That brother drunk too. Maybe he got demons he can't control. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he on drugs that you don't know what's wrong with these brothers out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't know. And us being a good husband trying to protect them, we're deemed they demonize us and leave themselves for vulnerability. Like that scripture in I believe it's Luke. I'm not sure if it's Luke, but it's in the New Testament where he's saying like, how can a man's house be taken over unless they bind a strong man? They
bind a strong man. Yup.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you was to listen to your man and understand what he means, like, and that's another thing I hear a lot of these women say, that us as black men don't protect them when they constantly rebel against our protection.
Our
they
protection
think we're
is
supposed
like
to protect every decision he makes.
Right.
My bad.
No, go ahead. No, I was agreeing. Go ahead.
They think that we supposed to protect them once they disobey the protection. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying, sir.
Nah, look, what y'all saying is definitely true, and all that. It falls into their agenda of what what they're pushing, man. They're definitely trying to, they got an agenda and it's working. It's working because they reject the, protection of a black man or whatnot, which is the best protection you can get. Listen, man, that's the best protection you're gonna get is from a black man. Man, black men is some of the most protective men on the face of the earth. Man, but it comes down to, we got to fight against our slaves, with our supervisors, the boss. We got to fight against making it home from the job to the crib, and hoping the police don't pull you over for just something petty. Might see a little petty ticket on your record from 20 years ago and decide to draw a gun on you. It's so much we got to deal with or whatnot that we go through, and we still, and our number one priority is still protecting our family. Like, that's what we do. Nicole, you had your hand up?
This is what you bringing up right now, sir, is actually.
And real quick, it ain't no questions online, right? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so like it kind of ties into what I was talking earlier. I kind of like briefly went over what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I found the term for like the world and
Right.
how people think in the world is called social construct. Definition right here.
Mm-hmm.
So the construct and idea that has been created and accepted by the people in a society class distinctions are the social construct. So basically, most women feel today that the patriotic households is oppressing. A man can't tell the woman anything. Basically everything is done against the Most High.
Right.
And our women have went with this social construct, and they believe that a man, if it ain't their daddy, and half the time they don't listen to their dad. They believe that they can do whatever they want. They can wear whatever they want. Like you said, most of them wind up getting busted aside their head, but even worse, they would have children and the families break apart because the mother don't know how to be a wife and a mother enduring in that relationship, making sacrifices, humbling herself, right? And it caused problems. And now, today, everybody was mad at Kevin Samuels for saying, you'll never get a high value man who really is a gay man in this book. But, there's a whole conversation that, you pass 35, but brothers in the UPK, you can see it as, listen, you're not humble enough, you're not submissive, you're never going to be in a long-term relationship. And I didn't told you, I think it was there, I told many sisters, I said, you might as well invest in some cat food because you're never going to have a long-term relationship. Look at how you're talking. Look at what you believe. You believe in the world, in the whole social construct that a man can't tell you what to do.
Right.
I'm saying you can be gay and everything is okay. You can get abortions, and the whole thing with the social construct that, I was teaching on is just, it's the ways of the world that is going to lead you into a bad situation.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. So the moral of the story is we gotta, fight against this society. Right. We gotta come together. We gotta disagree with this society. We gotta fight against what they stand for. And we gotta do what's right for us. Once we do that, there's nothing that can stop us because everything, nowadays is put in place, to purposely, keep us down as a people, which is why they constantly coming out with, new drugs every day. They coming out with, new agendas every day. Like even with Dwayne Wade. And for him to, retire, and now his main focus is to push, happiness for his goddamn son. Like his son is not, once again, his son is not even at the age where he can walk into a tattoo parlor or a liquor store and get liquor without needing his consent. But you're allowing him to make a life decision such as who, he can sleep with. Like if a child was to wake up and say, hey, I think that I'm not a human. I think that I'm a chicken nugget. And that's what I'm gonna identify as. I don't care. He is going to get 302, thrown in the crazy house. It's going to be all over the news. They're going to make fun, laugh, and all that. Like if D Wade's son came out and said he was a duck and he shouldn't have been born a boy, he should have been born a duck, they would have laughed. They would have talked about mental illness and got him the help that they think he needed. But because he came out and said that he's a girl, they're more pushing that agenda, knowing the type of figure D Wade is to the black community, to everybody who looks up to him, and to everybody who love basketball and love D Wade, to everybody who look up to the Miami Heat organization, what he means for that, for him to push so hard on, his goddamn son, which is what? How old is his son? Like 13, 14?
He's like 14.
Like
tall as hell.
14,
Yeah.
should be a basketball player, something like that. Nigga can't even go get his driver's license right now. Like, according to America, he is not old enough to drive, but he is old enough to make the decision on if he want to be a boy or girl or sleep with a male or female. I think making a decision of your gender and who you want to sleep with is way more important on if I want to drive, because there's some people in this world today that are in their 30s and 40s without a driver's license and could care less about getting one, don't care, never drive or nothing. Driving is not important to people as much as who you are as a sex and who you decide to sleep with. He get to make his decisions on who he want to sleep with. He get to make his decisions on, what gender he want to be. But, him being 14, he can't walk in there and say, hey, why should I wait 2 years to get a driver's license? I need one now. Hey, I shouldn't wait 4 years to get a tattoo. I need one now. I shouldn't wait, 6 years to buy liquor. It's just so many restrictions that they put on society, because their main reason is that's a child and they can't fully make a decision make an actual smart decision because they're a child. Go ahead.
And if I may, so like in that case, it's home, because D Wade was one of my favorite players growing up. You know what I mean? So what is that shit like? If I didn't have this guy into the Bible, you know what I mean? I probably would have been somebody in the world too. You know what I mean? Looking up to D Wade and maybe trying to find some way to justify what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? And most of us don't have this knowledge of the Bible because of what the Christian church has done. And D Wade he was such a prominent player, you know what I mean? And now when he's alone with his son, and his justification is, well, I used to wear some stuff from my sister, I used to too with my cousin, but I didn't know better. And when my father seen it, he corrected it.
It was what?
Yeah, you better take that off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what a father is supposed to do. You don't justify it because you used to wear it. You didn't know that.
You think it's a trait that all boys go to. But it's like, yo, my sisters never put on my clothes. It's not something that every boy or girl go through.
Right.
It's something that can happen depending on, who you're around. But just like you said, it takes that father figure to be like, what the hell are you doing? Take that off. Now what he gonna do? He gonna tell all your uncles, hey, look, when y'all see this nigga doing something that's out of pocket, yo, punch him in the chest, do everything y'all can. I caught this nigga with his mom's shoes on. Right. What? Yeah. So when you see him and he, listen, if he do anything that's weird, listen, y'all got the green light.
Right.
What? Green light. So now when I see the nigga, hey, yo, we about to go to the park and play ball. No, I don't want to play ball. I want to get on the swing. Nigga, you playing ball. Nope. Your pop told me what you did last week, nigga. You getting out here playing ball. Hey, rough his little ass up. That's what a man gonna do. Hey, make sure y'all yo, he gonna play football. What you mean they tackled you too hard? So get back out there. This nigga gonna die on that field. I heard what happened. That's what a man is supposed to do. Hey, nah, we don't wear that. You know, females wear that. And sometimes kids is gonna be kids. They don't know what the hell that they're doing. They see their mom do something and they just imitate what their mom do. Hey, look, nah, that's girl stuff. You know, that's for women.
Right.
Men don't do that. You're not supposed to look at it and be like, well, I did the same thing when I was 8, so maybe it's just a male thing. Nah, nigga, your pop didn't punch you in the goddamn chest until you take them damn heels off.
Right.
That's what didn't happen. Your pop wasn't around, and your mom seen it and she laughed. Like I had a cousin that's feminine as hell, and still to this day, you cannot tell me that he ain't fruity. That's just my opinion. Fruity as hell. And I remember, and now that I think back, like me coming into the truth, now that I think back, I could think back when he was like 3, 4, like around those ages, and he would come walking out of his mom's room with her heels on, and they would all laugh and think it's funny. And I think back, like, see, those was the time, because his pop wasn't around. So it's like, yo, those was the times what got him acting how he's acting now. He's in his 20s now. And he's feminine as hell. Because when he came out with the shoes on, y'all thought it was funny. Y'all laughed. Mm-hmm. When other company came over, y'all told him, hey, go put them shoes on and do that walk you do. So he come walking out the room like he's a model, and y'all all laughing. It's all women and y'all all laughing. But all it takes is that one male that be like, hey, when you put them shoes on again, I'll break your face. Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead. Now she like, hey, go put them shoes on. He like, let me see if Uncle such and such around. This nigga gonna kill me. But I'm like, now that I look at him now, it's like, yo, he's like that, because I was old enough to remember when y'all thought it was funny when he put on shoes, you know, her shoes or whatnot, and tried to walk out the room like he was her. Like, what is the type of stuff that he's witnessing for him to walk out like that and put on those type of shoes? There wasn't no father figure around, you know, to stop it. And the sad thing with D Wade is that he's around, he's in his you know, his child's life. It's just society, and for him to want to retire and be in, you know, the spotlight of TV in Hollywood or whatnot, he can't go against what his son is doing. You can't be on ESPN and articles coming out that you're against your son wanting to sleep with, you know, other men, which is also what I heard is the nanny that they had for their child, for them kids. Yeah, it was a transgender. He had a transgender nanny while he was on, you know, playing basketball. And mind you, the mother of those kids is like live in the hood or something. He went through a whole custody battle, one custody. And because he was still playing in the NBA at the time, he had to hire a nanny. And it was a white dude, you know, long regular hair, still had his beard, but he had titties. And this is who was watching his kid. Now your son is 14 and think he's a girl. I wonder why. I wonder why your son is 14 and think he's a girl, and the nigga you had watching him for 10 years thought he was a girl. Something don't add up there. And I never think too, if you peep, a lot of NBA players stop letting their kids hang around them too. They don't let their kids, because some people know there's some weird stuff going on over their house, and he's using his son to get in the eye of the media. Salah, I think Zara had his hand up.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, no wonder no wonder what that transgender did to his child. You know what I'm saying? D Wade feeling bad, probably feel like you said, he can't stand up against that. You know what I mean? Like, he's not there, and then you hire a transgender to raise your child. He's teaching your child that crap. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, probably touched on him too. Cause that's how that demon get passed around.
Right.
That was something I'm going to say too. Like, as a man, you don't never hire a homosexual to watch your kids. Like, there's so many Hispanic women as nannies, and so many white women as nannies. Instead of you just getting someone that's a heterosexual, you get a homosexual. Which you said he had breasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was having sex with a homosexual. You know what I mean? Like, that is how it is. He ain't just hiring him for no reason. He hired him because he want to have man sex with the trainee. You know what I mean? And who knows? Like, only people in Hollywood is wearing anyway. So.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Ain't no questions online, right? Do me a favor. Google D Wade Nanny is Wade Nanny is transgender. Let's see if they still got these goddamn pictures up here. Let me find a good one. Hold on. Let's see if they even still got the pictures.
God.
You got one?
He was having sex with this man. Yeah. It's no man in the world. Good night. He posing a picture with more muscle than you weigh. Sick.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
That's one of the pictures. There's a picture where his son is look like he's like 2 or 3. That's his son on the far end. This is the transgender nanny right here. But there's a picture where the son is real young.
Can't even really see it like that. I don't know how to.
Yeah, it's blurry. Yeah, there's a picture where they real young.
That didn't help 1 second. Yeah, I gotta learn how to stream it.
Oh yeah. Put the image up. I'm gonna find that picture. Give me a time check.
Time check, 8:55.
I'm gonna find that goddamn picture.
Yeah,
Even if I gotta pull this up next
I
week.
got it right here.
Let me see.
Yeah, hold on. This is sick.
That's one of them. But it's a picture that's showing it, of course, showing this the breast, but there's a picture where showing this dude got breasts. I'm gonna find out this cat name. But yeah, D Wade Nanny was a goddamn transgender, and now his son is it's a whole. That's sick. That's sick. Is there any questions online?
Sir. I'm gonna make it bigger. See the end results of the sun.
My girls. Any questions in the room? You can get that off the screen. That's disgusting. And with that, pass the class off to priest and officer in the car. Car.